Hey YouTubers, welcome back. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a random relationship energy reading, okay? So it is July 28th, 2017. So this is going to be just a random energy reading. Whatever comes through, comes through. I will be, hollering out any elements that, could be involved in the situation and circumstances here. But again, I don't do, surface level here. I like dig into, what the biggest issues are within these relationships. And, it's broken down to one thing, to be honest with you. It's self-respect, okay? It's not understanding what love really is. It's being in a karmic illusion of, this perceived love, when in fact it's not, those karmic relationships aren't real love. It's like fighting up against each other in order to feel validated, right? And when the person exited their life, they could have went back to them, but these deep soul connections never ascended. The thing is that you were brought this person, and you were brought them off of a deep desire because you both have that deep desire, and you were a magnetic connection. You shared those feelings. Well, because those feelings were so intense, the other person, could have shoved off. You could have ran, either way, and it has been disconnected. And it's the false illusion of the social programming in the way that we view relationships, like needing enough money, social standing, cultural background, religious beliefs. All of those things are an illusion. They're not real. That's not what love is. Love is unconditional, right? You can't unconditionally love someone if you don't unconditionally love yourself. And if you believe that another person is the person who makes you feel this way, it's false. It is actually your feelings that are being shared. So if this person shoved you off, or whatever, in any way, shape, or form, and your relationship never ascended, and there was never any sort of connection there, beyond that label, okay, and in and out of a karmic cycle with another person, it's because you're not the karmic partner. You are the soul connection. They're in a karmic fog, believing that another person holds their worth when in fact they do not, okay? So what, comes out here will come out, but that's what it breaks down to, okay? It's understanding yourself on a deeper level. If you are not 100%, you know, unconditionally in love with yourself, not putting conditions on the way that you share feelings with another, meaning if this person needs to be in your life in order to feel good, wrong way. If you feel good with or without the person, right way, because that person does not hold your value or your self-worth. And if they left you feeling that way, and situations and circumstances went unresolved, it's due to the fact that they don't have self-worth. So if they're perceivably, out with another person or something of that nature, understand that that's a karmic cycle, and they'll continuously go around like this and continuously get burned and deceived until they wake up to the person that was brought to them based off of a desire. You both desired it, it was brought to you, and it's like by you not, you know, accepting what it is that you truly desired and are discrediting it in a way, this is where the divine steps in, and they will, in fact, make sure that you learn a deep, hard lesson because of your actions and not understanding yourself on a deeper level and using someone else as like your focal point, okay? So if you're the person that was left, understand you're not forgotten or left or anything of that nature. The other person is delusional, okay? It's what, yeah. I mean, it's already coming out here. So let's see. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. So we definitely have worry and anxiety, okay? And the worry and anxiety is due to the fact that, you know, stuck in your head, okay? Stuck in your head, going over and over a situation. And it's what needs to be understood here on a deeper level, okay? So I have Gemini here, I have water, and I have earth, okay? Um, Those are the elements that are showing up, but take with you what you understand, okay? So what it's showing here is that there could be a Gemini that is in lack of communication over a water element, okay? And it's showing here that this water element needs to gain their financial independence because they need to break down their established mind, thought patterns when it comes to connections with relationships, okay? Now, this Gemini that could be dealing with this water element, what's showing here is that there could be an earth element that is involved that's blocking the connection, right? So in order to get onto this new beginning and this new phase of life, okay, that understanding that through this lack of communication that you're having with this person, through your efforts you will be rewarded, okay, because there could be a person that has physically returned and to another partner, okay? So if you're dealing with someone and you don't have a connect, you're in lack of communication with them right now, they could have had a person return to them, okay? This person is the person who is teaching them these lessons, okay? These karmic lessons, because the soulmate connection is in fact with you, okay? And this person who could have physically returned is someone who is teaching them how to understand themselves on a deeper level, because this person in fact is not the lover of their soul, which is why there's this worry and this anxiety. And it's for you to trust and understand that this person who could have physically returned is a karmic partner who is teaching them, these lessons, and they're going through a transitioning period, okay? But through this transitioning is where your wishes and your desires are going to be met, okay? So it's showing here that this water element, specifically here, needs to gain their financial independence. And, they need to break down their established, patterns and their beliefs in relationships in order to get to this new beginning, in order to get this financial stability. But what's blocking them is the fact that there's something within a home environment here where there could have been a physical return of someone that is causing their efforts to not be rewarded, because they're not understanding that their jealousy and their possessiveness is the issue here within this other relationship that is karmic. And that's what's blocking the soulmate connection, okay? Because they're not being truthful and honest with their feelings, and it's affecting them not only financially, where this person could be financially draining them, and or only using them for their finances where there's this karmic lesson that needs to be learned. And because they're not being truthful, the healing has not taken place yet, okay? So there's still healing here that needs to take place because they're not being truthful and honest with the way that they feel on a deeper level. It's egotistical mind-based beliefs, okay? So a karmic lesson is being taught here, okay? And this is where transitioning is still not completed, because it's kind of putting their back to the truth and living in a karmic fog. But understand that wishes and desires are going to be met, because this transitioning is going to take place here. Because once the karmic cycle completes itself, then the soulmate connection is freed to be, reconnected here. Because it started, it was a romance of the soul, but then it ended. But this is due to the fact that lessons are still not being learned, and now they're being guided in order to learn those lessons through this karmic partner, this catalyst, okay, this generic version of you, so to speak, okay? And this is what's blocking the soulmate connection, but understand that they're being taught karmic lessons. So if they were with someone and they came into their life and they broke up with them, and you may have entered their life at that time off of a deep desire, okay? Your connection ended because it was about the connection. It wasn't about the social standing of it. It wasn't about the egotistical mind. It was about a soul connection. So then the egotistical mind based beliefs is what tore it apart, so to speak, which is where the connection, came apart here, okay, in 3D. So the karmic partner, the catalyst, the generic version of you, who is the ego, stepped in because the ego mind is all their connection is about. It's not about a soul level. So this person is learning karmic lessons. So if this person returned, whatever they broke up before in the first place is going to be happening again, but worse. Because when that happens, you get off the hamster wheel, you are then given an opportunity to really truly look within yourself and not fall to lower level, energies and activities and fall to bouts of depression, and you're not going to feel better until this person returns, and then you stay there and you're clogging the connection between you and the person, that had the soul connection. What happens is that person will return or another catalyst will step in, and now the lessons keep getting harder and harder and harder. Because if you felt, if this person felt this anxiety over the, disconnecting before with the karmic partner, and the karmic partner came back, now all of a sudden they feel happy. It's false. It's a false perception. They are not seeing through eyes of clarity. They're seeing through eyes of ego. They're in a fog. Their belief is this person had to return in order to feel better. So the person returns, they feel better, person exits again, okay? Disconnected again. Because this person doesn't truly have a soul-loving, shared feeling connection with them. It's all ego. It's all for show. And the divine doesn't do shows, okay? We don't do showy love. Like, love isn't showy. Love is deep, okay? Love doesn't see, love feels, right? So this person is in a fog, living off of a false-based belief about love. So now the lesson is karmic. It's going to happen again because they have not fully transitioned out of the fog. So this person returns, karmic cycle, in order to transition fully, then the wishes and the desires and the healing takes place, okay? This is where financial freedom comes in, where they're in an illusion that this is a soulmate. They don't understand that they ran from the soulmate. They ran from the person who shares feelings with them based off of what? Based off of false-based beliefs. They left a good person for a generic version of you. But understand that don't focus there, because that person is going to teach them even a harder lesson than they did the last time. And this is where you need to have trust and faith that the divine only brought them into their life or back into their life because they're not waking up. And now's the time to wake up. You can't fight against the energies. You have to roll with them. They didn't roll with the loving energies. They got fearful. They have insecurities. They weren't open. They weren't honest. And nothing gets left. You can't just run from things and bury your head in the sand, because that's not the way that love works. And now you're denying yourself what it is that you truly desired. So the divine steps in and says, okay, two can play that game. You asked, we gave it to you. You've had plenty of time in order to learn yourself on a deeper level, since you and the person we connected you with aren't up against each other. You decide that you are going to not learn the lessons and you're going to lay around and be depressed about it. So now we're going to bring them back. We're going to bring back this karmic partner that you perceivably believe is your power source, brings them back, and now the lesson gets even harder this time, until they wake up and say, I'm an idiot, or I really need to understand myself on a deeper level. I shoved this person out of my life, and this is the person who I felt this with, and I've been living in a karmic fog. So if they broke up once, twice, 3 times with this partner and they're back, it's a sweat off of, don't sweat it. Because this person is only stepping in because they haven't fully transitioned. This person steps in to help you out because this person is looking through eyes of ego and not through eyes of their, spirit of their soul. They wanted a soulmate, they got the soulmate, they shoved the soulmate off because of their ego, and now they're with an ego partner. This ego partner wants nothing, doesn't really love them, only is using them, okay? And the other person is using them just as much because they're in a karmic fog believing that this person is their energy source to love, when in fact it's within you. So just not getting it. So perceivably on the surface, they may seem happy, but they're dead inside because they don't get it, okay? And this person is going to, in fact, deceive them again. This is where they can either take the lesson for what it is, or it's just going to keep getting harder and harder and harder. But it's not up to you to fall to any lower levels, and understand that whatever it is that you truly desire, you will in fact have it, but you don't need to sit around and wait for this person. You should always be moving forward, never moving on, and the divine has not ever left you astray or forgotten about you or anything of that nature. Don't ever believe that. It's your trust and your faith. But this other person, that you had this soul connection with, they are going to be learning these very hard lessons because they're refusing to wake up. And now's not the time to be sleeping, right? So understand that, this person or whatever catalyst could have returned, but only to slap them in the face harder, okay? So it's basically your energies through another person because you don't want to be that person because you have that deep soul connection. But if they're not awake, somebody else has to step in to slap them in the face, right? That's the way it works. So never discredit yourself as being not good enough or this other person that's in their life better than you. Let's be real, okay? That's a false-based belief and perception. And shame on that person for not appreciating what it is that they truly desired and having enough, courage or honor in order to work it out with you, but bury their head in the sand and walk away or whatever, because they never gave it a chance. And now the energies are like this, and they're just going to whack them and be like, you need to wake up, like you're being foolish, and we're done fooling around, right? So use your common sense and good judgment here. This is where good luck and growth lies for you, okay? So don't fall victim to, the lower level feelings. Just understand, if you feel a lower level feeling, it's your feeling and your feeling alone. It got triggered. Heal it, and understand that however this person may have perceivably left you feeling, that's what they feel inside. The surface level belief, the egotistical mind, the social programming, is that this person has their love. And when they left, they took it, right? So they couldn't get better until that person came back. So the person comes back, and now it's going to slap them even harder this time, okay? That's the way it works. Karmic relationships go like this until they completely fall apart, okay? Understand your relationship never went like this because it never ascended. It was here, you had the connection, and it separated. And now you're separated in order to work on your internal self solely. One is always more awake than the other person's still sleeping, then a catalyst came back in to slap them awake, okay? So rest assured, the energies are always on your side. You just have to work with them, okay? The darker energies, the lower level energies, those are the energies that want to come in and keep you believing that you're not worthy, you're not good enough, that your connection wasn't real, when in fact it was, okay? So let's see if there is any romance angel cards on this. Any more messages here? One more time. Okay. Bottom of the deck, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Again, I told you, right? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? So at the bottom of the deck, give your relationship a chance, okay? It was never given that chance, right? Why? Because this past life karmic partner is nothing more than a codependent relationship. I told you. What was I just saying? It's not a coincidence. You saw the cards. I mean, these cards fell out, right? So we have this past life karmic relationship that is nothing more than a codependency. Because why? Because they don't understand in the safety of love. They don't understand in the safety of love because they're codependent on love. They believe that this other person is their energy source. Okay? So this past life codependent relationship, okay, is what needs to slap them awake to the safety in love. Okay? Because they don't know how to give and receive love. They don't know that love is shared, that love isn't something that someone takes away from you, right? And the overall energy here is to give your relationship a chance. But what's blocking it from getting there, okay, is the fact that they're stuck in this codependent karmic relationship. But the lesson here is they're learning the safety and loving. They don't understand it, okay? Because this is where true love lies. True love lies in understanding how to give and receive love. But they're stuck in a past life karmic relationship. Okay? Past life codependent relationship. Not understanding this. So this person came in to do what? I told you. Slap them awake. Because this is not a true love. This is a codependent, lower level vibrational relationship. In order to understand that, that's not true love, okay? So they don't understand how to give and receive love. And they believe that this person is their energy source, which they weren't. This is why they disconnected. Now, they could have gotten back together. It could have just ended again. But this is what they're not understanding, okay? Because true love lies within you and it's shared, right? So giving this relationship a chance, working on your partnership, right? Working on your partnership, but what are they stuck in right now? These types of feelings, okay? So you need to give this relationship a chance, but this is the feeling that you could be left with, right? This is the feeling that they're going to be left with. But this is not what is holding your relationship apart. It's the belief that this is even real. It's lack of love of self. So working on your partnership is what needs to happen here. But they're stuck in a past life codependent relationship, okay? So needing to work on your relationship, but feeling this way is not what's going to work this out, okay? It's understanding in the safety of love, that it is shared. It's not earned and given and all of that. That's a false perception. That's a social like programming. That's not the way that love is given and received. It's not validated. You're not a price tag. You're not a choice. You're not anything of that nature. You are you, and that's it. You're unconditional love. You're an unconditional energy source. Okay? You have no conditions. So you have to stop putting conditions on yourself. One of them being this. Okay? You need to remain optimistic. You also need to trust and have faith. Okay? You need to have trust and faith in the unfolding here because this is the person that you called into your life. So your prayers, your affirmations, your visualizations bring you two together in order to do what? In order to make the effort towards working on the relationship. But controlling it, thinking about it over and over and over again, worrying on it, feeling like this is not having trust and faith in the unfolding, right? So the energies as of now, you need to use your common sense and your good judgment. You need to look within yourself. Don't focus on outside circumstances and situations. Those outside circumstances and situations happen in order to help you for your higher self also, not to make you feel unworthy, not to make you feel as if you're not good enough. Because whatever it is that this person perceivably made you feel, it's due to the fact that that's the way that they feel inside too. And they're just emotionally immature to the fact that that is where their problem lies. So if somebody is involved with this person, understand they're working with your higher self and guides in order to slap them awake, okay? So patience, deeper understanding, do what you love to do. It's all about you in relation to you. You want to date 10 people. You want to go out and have fun. You want to work on yourself, your business, whatever it is that you want to do it, and this other person doesn't matter. The other person, perceivably, doesn't matter. Let them invest their energy in something that's going to devastate them even more than it did the last time until they decide to wake up. But that never, ever, ever should be a reason why you are not focused and happy and moving forward with your life. Because why sit still and wait for someone who is not awakened yet? Let their life lessons and circumstances and situations wake them up. And if you're awakened, just keep moving forward, because that's where all your good luck and growth lies. And they can just sit on the sidelines and watch you ascend, and they can just descend with the person who is not their, soul connection. That's the way that it goes, because later on, what always happens? Regret. And this other person that stepped in is nothing more than a catalyst, and they're going to do exactly what they did the last time to them and leave them worse off, okay? Trust me, I know all about it. I've already lived over a decade of it, but as many people as I talk to and work with, it is what it is, and they can contest to it, Perceivably at a glance, you get upset. There's no need to get upset. It's almost like a blessing in disguise, because they're not waking up. Let this person do it. It's like it makes it easier for you, actually. So love yourself first. That's it. Okay? All right, well, I love you guys. And that was just a random relationship energy reading. Let me know. And if you need me, loveFromAbove717@gmail.com. I will be getting back to anybody and everybody who's emailed me. It's been really busy dealing with UFOs. Sirens freaking going off here earlier. I was like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Not really. Even if the whole entire world ended, I would still be here, because I'm on the Truman Show. I love you guys. Bye.